I don't think that used car journalisty kind of side really worked. I think it was just the more bombastic it got, the better.
Maybe you want to cut that bit out. You do realise you just said that. Maybe that journalistic-y used car format doesn't really work. What's our next topic, Ken?
Maybe not on TV, but in podcast form,
it's
brilliant. Welcome back to The Gassing Station, the podcast that goes digging through the PistonHeads forums, looking for juicy, interesting topics for John and I to talk about. And the aforementioned John Howell, is with me right now. John Howell, how the devil are you?
Howell?
Howell, yeah.
How are you?
I'm Howell am I, Howell are you?
I've been back at school when people used to go, Howell, or that sort of stuff.
Really?
How well do you do?
Was that your...
You're bringing up... This
Were
is
those
triggering.
your nicknames?
It was things like that.
People saying how... Mine was Ron.
Ron.
Because you know, like... Mine was Ron or Ronnie when I got it's in senior school, because everyone would look at Cameron and go, well, the most logical way to shorten that name is Cam, which is how you know me at PistonHeads. But no, my friends would go Ron.
Oh, I thought it was just like some
Camo Ron.
Just boring man in brown trousers, slacks called Ron.
And I never wore slacks when I was at school. But
that was the most obscure thing. But it wasn't actually that obscure when you think about it. But in my head, it was brilliant.
Precisely. Well, talking of getting bullied,
yes.
Something quite embarrassing happened to me at the weekend.
Oh dear. Is this the time and place?
Yeah, I think I can talk about this one.
Really?
So we were at the Bicester Scramble at Bicester Motion with the PistonHead stand. Thank you all for who came to see us and say hello. And I had a great time chatting with many people and not doing my job, which was trying to sell merchandise. But what we had there is we had 4 auction cars, all of which will have likely sold by the time this one goes out. And those included, we had a Bentley Continental Super Sport, one of 103 right-hand drive examples with a rear seat delete. Really, really, really cool car. We had a BAC Mono in a Golf livery. BAC Mono is a dead call, and I really wanted to go in and drive it. We had a Renault Sport Clio 182 Trophy, the last one ever made, 500 of 500. And we also had, which we mentioned in the last episode, a 993 GT Evocation that was based on a 964, but has had an immense amount of work done and is a really cool car. And I got to drive it. Yes, very briefly. Because it arrived and we needed to get it up onto the lawn and park it in front of the... we got a little auctions
Is
tent. this
like when I claim... See people say, have you ever driven an F40? I'm like, yeah. Have you ever driven an XJ220? I'm like, yeah. But my claim to driving those... I have technically driven them. I drove an F40 out of the showroom once into the delivery truck.
Oh, yeah.
Or the collection truck. And I drove an XJ40 up and down the showroom. It's quite a long showroom. After an event.
That must be quite a big showroom.
It was, yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't do 213 miles an hour in it. I just drove it up.
But you got up to some speed.
Yeah. But do you know what I also remember?
What?
When the delivery driver dropped that off, he said, be very careful when you move it of the clutches because they're quite weak. Well, apparently they are quite weak because after I was driving up and down the showroom, the clutch started going on fire. And I never told anyone. I just no, I didn't do that. No.
That's
there's a lot of smoke coming out the back of the car.
Good Lord. Yeah, that's something that terrifies me because that's sort of the issue that I ran into. I didn't destroy the clutch, but this GT Evocation had it was Cammy or Ronnie going off. Yeah, it was very had very racy cams.
So the car was very cammy and it had Ron behind the wheel.
That was it.
Excellent.
Yeah. And it was so even when it was sat still, it had that really nice, quite satisfying lumpy idle that you get with racy cams.
I love a lumpy idle.
I love a lumpy idle. And so this was really lovely. Basically, I was the only one on the team who it was a fixed bucket seat, and they're quite cramped cabins anyway, particularly with a full cage in it. So I'm being quite skinny and slender. I could kind of get in quite easily, and I was the only member of the team that could actually fit in the car. So I got in, went to go and move it, and absolutely fine moving it. But to get onto the grass, that we had to kind of put a little ramp down, kind of like a short, quite high angle of attack ramp. And so to get up, you had to give it quite a bit of revs. You had to give it a bit of a welly to get up. So I'm there kind of like just trying to gently, because it's not my car, it's a car we're selling on PistonHeads. So I'm gently kind of maneuvering it up, and then I'm like, right, I've got to give it a welly. And I do that, and I go, wham! And the noise was sublime. I mean, like it was 3.6 litre, extremely modified flat six. The noise was astonishing. And I was like, oh God, that sounds good. And then I managed to get it up on the ramp, and then I stalled it immediately. But the car had actually caused quite a stir at this point.
Had you, when you did the blip,
mm-hmm.
Did that cause everyone to look round?
I think that was it.
And so everyone looked round and going, oh, look at that amazing car, look at that person driving it. Oh, he stalled it. And the whole world just went, ooh.
All their camera phones were out. Camera phones, what is this? 2002? Jesus. All their phones are out filming, and I was like, oh no. And you know when you stall a car in front of a crowd?
No, I've never done it.
Come on.
One of my friends once, so I know I'm going to drift off top. One of my friends once did, he had a Beetle, bright yellow.
Oh yeah.
Bright yellow Beetle, jeans Beetle, the original.
Okay.
Not the original, but like the 70s one. And it was a special edition jeans one. Really cool interior. Jeans.
Yeah.
And we were outside a pub near where we grew up called the Orange Tree. And it's one of those pubs where everyone in the summer is outside the front of the pub. Huge front. It's sort of like kind of a country sort of style thing.
Yeah.
And I'm talking probably 100 or so people in this garden.
Yeah.
He didn't realise that he'd parked nose up to a broken off concrete bollard. Yeah. So instead of what he should have done is reverse backwards. Yeah. He drove forwards and beached the car in front of, and then imagine the noise. It went like that. So everyone turned around. But the problem is the car was beached. And so it wasn't like we could just go, and the thing is, I think I refused to, I was sitting in the back, and I refused to get out. I was ducked on the thing. Yeah. But I thought, well, I can't stay here forever. At some point, I've got to poke my head up above the window line, and then actually have to get out. It was so mortifying. Yeah. It really was.
Well, I know what that feeling is like now, but on a stalling perspective. And this time, everyone was out with their phones and recording it. And I felt so embarrassed, because obviously everyone goes, hey, because you stalled it. This was like at 8 a.m. as well. The show didn't open until 9. I don't know why there was such a crowd around me in this car.
It's because everyone knows that you're going to stall it.
But do you know what was almost more embarrassing is that
you had your flies undone.
Yes. You
forgot your trousers.
So I managed to get it up on the rear wheels up on the verge, and then as I restarted the car, got the front wheels up and stalled it again. And the sad thing was there wasn't another cheer. There was just a look of immense disappointment in everybody that was looking on. It was kind of like, the first time it's like, oh, look what he's done. And the second time it's like, this is a bit embarrassing now. This is a bit, I feel embarrassed for
even
him.
Us, even the audience is feeling embarrassed.
We should leave because this guy's going to have a little cry.
I'm cross. So last episode, we were choosing cars.
Yep.
And I went to great lengths about saying that the car I would choose for the person who we was trying to select a car for was it's very specifically a 991 generation 911 GTS.
And not just any 991, but a 991.1 as well.
A 991.1. Did I not say that? Sorry. No. Very specifically, it was a 991.1.
Yeah.
911 GTS, the normally aspirated one.
Yep.
And I went to great pains to say the one I would choose would be the coupe, two-wheel drive, and also I referenced it against the car. Reason why I was telling everyone that this car was a brilliant car and recommending this person buy one is because I drove very specifically a blue one in 2015. But I said I can't find one on PistonHeads. I could only find a Targa, and it was a four-wheel drive one. And I was quite disappointed by that. Guess what I found?
I hope it's a car.
It's exactly. It could well be the very car I drove in 2015. That's why. How did I miss that? I typed in GTS and everything. I must be stupid.
Did you get the letters the right way around? Did you put STG?
Well, I am a bit dyslexic, so possibly.
So you found it.
I found exactly the car. So can I go back to last week and redo the episode?
Let's just hope the user hasn't already bought a car based on your input. That would be...
You know that car that I recommended last week you spend 80-odd thousand pounds on?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have done that. I was wrong. Does that... Oh my God, have I got is there a liability here? Can I be sued for recommending the wrong car?
I think if we ignore it, then it'll go away.
Oh, so if we don't bring it up?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So let's rewind on that.
Yes.
But what we're saying is that there are hardtop 991.1 GTSs are for sale on PistonHeads. And on that note, we'll move on to our first topic of the week, and we have a TVR Tuscan S for sale.
Ooh, we do love a TVR.
Oh, we do love a TVR. And we've brought this up before, how, you and I, well, everybody who goes on PH and listens to this podcast and watches everything we do, will likely have some sort of connection with TVR, whether it being interested in them, owning them and hating them.
Watching them from the side of the road go on fire. Listening to them at the side of the road not working, or listening to them at the side of the road with the alarm going off repeatedly.
I remember my first week in the job at PistonHeads, we went to Le Mans, and we do something called the Classic British Welcome on the Friday, which is where you go to Le Mans, we all gather, and there's multiple car meets going on at once, and we have a PistonHeads area. So when, we've got a big line of cars coming in, and my job was to lean in and go, are you a PistonHeads? And they'll go, yes. And then I'll point them in the direction of PH, and they'd say no, and I'd tell them to go somewhere else. And there was a guy with a TVR Tuscan. And I said, are you here with PistonHeads? And he went, no, I'm not. And I was like, okay, yeah, just continue on and go somewhere else. And he then proceeded to do that, and the car blew up immediately. And I was like, had you come with PistonHeads, that wouldn't have happened. But this one...
It would have been... That thing is, that's not a story, is it?
What do you mean it's not a story?
Well, it's like dog bites man. That's not man bites dog. TVR blows up is not a story. Had you said, and this person, I said to him, are you from PistonHeads? And he went, no. And I said, well, down there. And he drove off and it didn't blow up. That would have been the story.
That would have been the story. But
you have done the dog bites man.
It's true. It's almost a cheap shot, really.
Exactly.
But this TVR, though, the one that we have for sale, should be in far better condition than that, because it's had a lot of care and attention spent on it. It's had its engine rebuilt in 2022, poly bush, drive shafts rebuilt, just loads and loads of work to make sure that it's in absolutely tip-top condition. So it's done 84,000 miles, 3 previous owners. But the thing that gets me really interested about it is, well, there are 2 things. First of all, I love a Tuscan. I really, really love a Tuscan. I think these were proper bedroom wall cars when I was young, and I always thought they looked ahead of their time. This car being a 2001 car means it's 24 years old, and it still looks futuristic. Even, we've got the headlights that are kind of in the body at the front. They're stacked on top of each other at the back. In fact, when the original Tuscan came out, the non-S, the brake lights were right at the bottom, just above the exhaust tips, and they didn't have any room for the indicators, so they put them in the rear window. Really wild stuff. And you look on the inside, and it's a proper alien spaceship. That's you get in, the buttons aren't labelled, you don't know what they're doing. The dash is just one massive speedo with a digital display that. Again,
that always reminds me, the original Corvette?
Yes. Yeah.
It kind of, there's a bit about, the dashboard of the Corvette.
You're right.
Fantastic thing.
They
are a great looking car.
They are so good.
I still prefer, you know what I'm going to say.
You prefer a Cerberus.
Yeah. To me, the Cerberus is both dramatic and attractive, whereas that's kind of dramatic and oddball.
To be fair, I was going to say, I was trying to find an analogy of what that's like, and I'm like, it's kind of like going up to a car meet in a TVR Tuscan and parking next to a Cerberus and going, I love your car, but I also love my car. And you go, yeah, everyone can agree, TVRs are awesome. So it's really cool on that side.
I watched.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that I watched Jay Leno?
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
Jay Leno did
he did
one of those, and had a guy come in with his one that it was a British guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it was a British guy. Yeah, I think he brought it over to the States.
Yeah.
And God, that just one of those in America must be like, what on earth is that? Because even here, it's it turns heads. This one is in black.
Is that black?
It is black. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like a sort of dark purpley colour.
It might be. It looks black.
Yeah.
I think it is black. Okay. It's black with a kind of a cream leather interior. This is not only is it special for the condition, but it's also the star of a TV show, a famous motoring show, beginning with Top and ending in Gear. John, what is it?
Fifth Gear.
No, John. It's there for you to put two and two together. Do you remember what season this is from? Do you remember the bit that this car is from? If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put a picture up of it, and I'd love you to, if you can guess, but I'm going to tell you.
I do.
You do,
was,
yeah.
I think it was autumn.
Autumn?
Yeah, you said what season it's from.
Oh, right.
I think it was autumn. Yeah.
It might have been. It might have been one of the other three.
How would I know what series?
Because if you're a geek like me, you remember these things. This is the car that, if you remember, was the car that could beat a speed camera. So they did this test to figure out how fast can you go past the speed camera for it to not trigger.
Right, yeah. What was the speed?
I think it was 170 odd that they got to. I don't think they had a camera on the Speedo to figure it out, but I think it was around 170 odd that they realised, yes, you can't trigger a speed camera. Now, before you go out and go, I tried this because I listened to the PistonHeads podcast, first of all, don't do that. I'd be very mad at you if you go and do that.
When you don't want him mad,
when
he gets mad,
I get mad, you'll feel really guilty. And probably speed camera technology has improved massively since 2001 or whenever that. Was it 2003? I can't remember when TG launched.
I do you remember what series it was? Oh, I can't remember what year it was. Was it 2001, 2003?
Okay.
No, I can tell you. It was 2003.
Yeah, but I think it was 2003.
It was 2003, and my old when I used to go to courses at Coventry Jaguar.
Oh yeah,
could have been Brownstone, could have been Castle Bromwich. I used to go on courses with a bloke called Jason Dorr.
Oh,
who was the
OG? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the third fella. Yeah,
he was pre-James May.
He was really nice, James Dorr, and I was so pleased. You know, when you see someone, you think that's my old tutor, James Dorr, on the new Top Gear, and I was really pleased for him. I thought, and then he bombed. It was really sad.
To be fair, I don't think it was anything necessarily to do with him. I think it was more the format, because he had come on as a used car expert, and that's not really that first season of TG was more finding their feet, because they were it was very much a new format, and I don't think that used car journalisty kind of side really worked. I think it was just the more bombastic it got, the better.
Maybe you want to cut that bit out. You do realise you've just said that. Maybe that journalistic-y used car format doesn't really work. What's our next topic, Ken? Keep
Maybe not on TV, but in podcast form, it's brilliant.
And don't stop listening.
It's the best. In fact, keep on listening, please. So this would have been pre-Ben Collins Stig. So this would have been Perry McCarthy, who had a black Stig outfit instead of a white Stig outfit, and then was unceremoniously ejected off a aircraft carrier. It's up for sale on PistonHeads. It's $46,995. It's the former press car. It has been looked after extremely well. I really enjoyed writing the piece on this because it was nice to go down memory lane from a kind of a lesser known bit of TG that I used to watch as a kid. We'll have a quick look through the comments. Glenn63 says, stunning like all TVRs, probably peak schoolboy car brand for me, just wild looking. I agree. Loud, fast, hint of danger. I personally love the interiors. They're probably not to everyone's taste. It's definitely to my taste.
It's a bit like you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Loud, fast, hint of danger.
I don't think fast or danger. But
that hint of danger.
But the probably not to everybody's taste is bob on. Psychosis says...
Yeah, maybe the hint of danger. When anybody that says bob on, there's no hint of danger.
I don't think I've ever said bob on in a sentence ever.
Bob on. Hint of danger, yeah, bob on.
Psychosis says, beautiful car and still looks so futuristic.
Now, Psychosis, hint of danger.
Absolutely.
But he doesn't say bob on.
He's probably all over, or she is all over TVR articles because nothing says TVR like Psychosis. TVR did produce some phenomenal designs, and Flanners says, do love a TVR Tuscan, beautiful car and immense performance. Terrified myself on the A21 and one many moons ago. The current obsession of the PH editorial team with previous famous owned or tested cars. Wonder what sort of person finds this an actual incentive to purchase. Puerile for me. Well, Flanners, speaking of that...
So, there's the hint of danger come back. Look at the aggression.
Yeah, well, no, that was cheery. I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
Because
all right, fair enough.
I thought that
quaking.
as one of the PistonHeads editorial team that wrote the article, I thought it'd be fun to then go and look through cars that have featured in TV shows or movies that we would like to own. And then we'll maybe try and find some equivalents of them on the PistonHeads classifieds. So
I'm up for this.
John, do you want to start first?
I can do. First one that came to my head, other than my favourite, it was the Corvette from the 18. It was a white C4 with a red stripe down it. And was, you don't really remember that, do you?
Not really.
No. But anyone who's over a certain age will remember the 18, the original 18, not the silly film. And... the white Corvette the Faceman had.
Okay.
And I thought it was the coolest looking thing.
Please tell me it had like dinner plate wheels.
Hang on. I got a picture for it, Ken.
Oh.
I found a picture, Ken.
If I can find a picture that I can put up on the YouTube stream of this, then I will do. If not, I'm sorry, I'll have to describe it.
Hang on. So basically, there it is. So the dinner plate wheels, Corvette C4. So basically, it was just a white Corvette C4
with a red stripe down the side.
And now I look at it in hindsight, ruined by a red stripe all the way down the side, over the boot, and round the back, round the front again. It kind of. Whereas the picture I'm looking at here, has a GMC 18 van next to it, which still looks amazing, and that looks cool with the stripe, but somehow. It's funny, isn't it, how age changes things. What I thought was a really cool car is actually just a Corvette C4 ruined by a red stripe. But I did find a Corvette C4 on PistonHeads.
Oh, fantastic.
So, and the good news is that one hasn't been ruined by painting it red.
Oh, marvellous.
It is red.
It is. Oh, good.
Actually, it could have been painted, it could have had a red stripe painted on it, but you would never know because the whole car's red.
So anyway, if you want to recreate it, you just have to paint the rest of the car in white.
Yes. yes. Oh dear, yes, exactly.
Let's have a look at it.
What do you reckon?
Oh wow! Do you know what? When I'd say for most of my car loving life, I've never liked the C4 Corvette. I always thought it looked really tacky and ugh. But in the last few years, I've really come round to it. I think they are really quite cool, actually.
That is a later version than the 18.
It is. It is slightly.
But it's still
later
a C4.
But it does look cool. Love that.
Excellent.
Love that. 12995. Lovely red Corvette.
I've also the other car I thought of was a Dodge Charger, and being obviously the era from the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah, 18, that kind of stuff. I did think about the General Lee because I did think that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought, you know what? These days, a little bit of connotation to say like the Yankee flag on the roof, maybe.
Yeah, it's a dicey car to go around in. That's for sure.
It is. So
you have to lean outside and just go, "I'm from the '80s. This was a cool thing."
Yeah,
it's not quite.
But then I thought of obviously the next second best. Well, no, actually, no, it's not the second best. I've decided no, it's the better one.
Yeah.
Is the one from Bullitt.
Yes, the Black Charger.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Which looks awesome.
Cool.
So I found a picture of one of those.
Right.
But I couldn't find an exact model advertised on PistonHeads. But I did find something similar.
Okay.
Which you can put up and show people.
All right. Yeah, let's have a look.
It's that. It's a 2007 Dodge Caliber for $2,500. And for those that don't know, it's a sort of manky people carrier. But, it's kind of all right.
It's, let's... Okay, so I mean it's black. It's got a Dodge badge. It's
wheels. It's got wheels with tyres on.
It's newer.
I've counted them. There's 4 of them.
It's more economical because it's a 2 litre. And that's about it.
Yeah, I've already mentioned two 80s things: the Dukes of Hazzard and the 18. For a car person,
Right.
it's got to
80s.
be Knight Industries 2000 kit.
Oh, yes.
The thing is, I still think that kit looks good today. I genuinely believe that car, it looks good.
Yeah.
It's the fact, because it kind of looks more like the General Lee looks, well, it was an old car even then, wasn't it? But the Corvette looks a bit, but kit just looks amazing. And do you remember when I drove the Cyberster, the MG Cyberster?
Yes, yeah.
That car, kit, predicted the MG Cyberster. Because
true.
The MG Cyberster has all those screens in it. Well, kit has screens. And all the things that the MG Cyberster did in the now, that kit was doing in the future in 1982.
In 82 as well. Good Lord.
If
you look at the inside of kit now, you go, well, no wonder where all these car makers are taking inspiration from for shoving screens everywhere. Because
the yoke steering wheel?
The yoke steering wheel, yeah. It's all stuff that we thought was, or people thought was cool in 82. I wasn't around then. But now we absolutely despise. I also love the idea that if you got
but I would love kit.
You would love kit, yes, but I mean, all of those screens don't do anything.
They do. How dare you? He could see Devon in it.
Kit does everything for you.
No, but he had to talk to Devon.
What, the county? Devon, we're coming for a nice weekend away.
Okay. Let's put a dividing line between us in terms of audience.
Uh-huh.
Some people will know who I'm talking about when I say Devon.
I'm not one of those people.
You're not one of those, and if you're not one of those people, well, you'll either know about kit and you'll know all his intricacies and brilliances, or you won't.
I just love the idea that the tech on kit is probably a little out of date. So you would say something like, kit, set adaptive cruise to the car in front, and he'll just go, I'm sorry, I can't do that, John. And then that would be it.
What are you talking about? Kit would do it.
But his technology probably isn't there. Did he have radar cruise?
Yes. Of course he had. Wait, you really don't know. How can
I've not watched Knight Rider.
Oh, people, somebody write in and complain. Please. Just write in and complain about this man. He doesn't... Come on.
I'm going to talk about my cars for a slightly younger demographic. First of all, starting off with the Noble M600 that did actually appear on an episode of TG as well. One that isn't for sale on PistonHeads at the moment, but we sold through auctions a few months ago. It was one that we had on the stand at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. We had a few cars out in front of our stand. One of them was the Noble M600, and it sold. It was the one where they went. It was different supercars that they took through Italy, and I think it might have actually been the Noble that expired because there were two Noble M600s. One of them expired, and then they sent another one along. And I think the one that was sold through us was that first original red car, but it's been 14 years since that episode, and it has obviously been fixed and was in very good condition.
That was the first one.
Yeah. And incredible car. That car, even without people knowing that it was a Top Gear car, had so much interest. But once they found out that it was a car that had appeared on Top Gear, I had quite a lot of people messaging going, I need to get my hands on this. What do I have to do? And I'm like, just drop a bid and see if the car becomes yours. Even rarer was the Cadillac CN from the film The Island. I've not watched The Island. I just know that the Cadillac CN is in it. It was a concept car created by Cadillac that I think they really did want to put into production. It had a 7.5 litre V12 with 750 horsepower. It looks stunning. It's basically a mid-engine supercar that Cadillac built.
What era is that from?
Early 2000s, 2002. It was released, and it kind of got to prominence through Gran Turismo, hence why I like it. But it was also in The Island, which I think was the only good thing about it, about the film. But yeah, they never put it into production because they just wanted to make saloons or sedans for our American listeners, and never got round to it. Such a shame. By the way, Cadillac, things are looking pretty good for you at the moment. Can you make a road-going version of the V-Series R Le Mans car, please? Please and thank you. Finally, it's this is a really, really weird choice. I was obsessed with this car as a child, and I don't know why. But it's the BMW 750 IL or LI. Was it? It was IL.
IL.
It was IL from Tomorrow Never Dies, which I just adored as a car. You're raising your hand.
Well, because I'm trying not to interrupt you.
Thank you.
It's hard. I do struggle.
I know.
But so I thought I'd raise my hand and be polite. I think that's a brilliant choice.
Thank you.
I really like that because it's a fantastic looking limousine. It looks so cool in the film.
I loved these when everybody went, oh, it's just a boring 7 Series. Everybody loves the 7 Series now. But when I started loving it...
But it was also the best looking 7 Series.
Oh, absolutely.
And also
and
it was a 750, although apparently weren't the actual cars there were 4.4 V8s.
There might have been.
There were 740s badged 750s.
I don't think they actually were remote control either.
No. They definitely had a man driving.
I think so. That was right.
But I'm pretty sure they were. This is geek. I don't know why I know this or how I know this. This is geeky fact that they were 740s badged 750s.
I think they knew that wasn't an especially exciting James Bond car, bearing in mind that. This was they had the Z3 and the GoldenEye,
worst one was the Z3.
The Z3 was a bit
because it
wasn't even a 3 litre.
No, it was a 2.2.
Yeah,
it was like
and it had gadgets. They said that it had gadgets, but they never showed them.
It was awful. It was
just like it has gadgets. Oh, really? Can you show me? No, those are my favourite cars from TV shows and films that I would own. I'm going to put this article on the PistonHeads homepage. Drop your own below because I think that'd be really fun just to find out what cars you would like to buy from your favourite TV show or movie. Should we move on to the next topic, John?
Yes.
For topic 2, it's sort of similar to last week's one, but with quite a significant difference. So it's titled Special Car for 80k, which is sort of the budget that we were looking at last week. It's by Jimsy, and they say, I'm starting to think about my next fun car. In brackets, currently have the practical car sorted and happy with it. Great. My previous car was a supercharged Mustang, just for context. Very good. I'm thinking it is time, midlife crisis, to get into something special. However, my last car was a bit of a diva.
It's almost celebrate. Yeah, midlife crisis.
Yes, come on. Embrace your midlife crisis. He says, my last car was a bit of a diva, so looking for reliable / low stress... Oh, God, this is really... Reliable / low stress specialness. Good Lord, that's a tongue twister. Also wanting something I don't need to modify at all. Current options I have in my head are Audi R8 V10 Plus, McLaren 650S, McLaren 570S, Porsche GT4 981, and a TVR Sagaris. They provide a bit more information for each one, but it's such a fantastically in-detail post that we would be here for many hours if I went through all the different ones. They say, ideally, I'd like something for one track day a year, every weekend half day with one of the kids when the other is swimming, meeting friends in at Caffeine and Machine, going to the shops on a bad day, etc. Anything else people would consider? I want character and something I'd look back at, something a bit different. My kids, 2 and 4, are both into cars, so something they'd look back on when older and have some fun memories of too would be great. That's really nice, isn't it? It's nice to buy cars where you and your kids can enjoy it. I've got some cars. I've seen your list now, and when I asked you to do 3 or 4, you've done about 20,000. Yes. So let's rattle through these.
Okay, you're going to be very cross with me because I have got so many, but I thought I'd go do a nice varied amount. I've gone slightly left field, and then I think I've gone kind of down the middle. So the slightly left field choices: 2002 Bentley Continental T.
Yes. Oh, cool.
90,000 miles. 90,000 pounds. 46,000 miles, which is actually quite a few for a Bentley Continental T. 2 previous owners. Fabulous car.
Yeah.
Really, if you want to make an impression, if you want to look good,
cool.
That's just cool. Mm-hmm. So that's brilliant.
Agree wholeheartedly.
My other left field choice, which I think is possibly my favourite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found a Lotus Carlton. He's outside. I've gone a bit budget creep.
You've gone very creepy there.
But But
it's £18,995 outside of the budget. But
yes, but come on,
Lotus
flexibility.
Carlton.
Come on, Lotus Carlton, because it's one of distinctive.
Yeah, and instead of having
hugely distinctive.
Instead of having to kick one of your kids into a swimming lesson, you could take them both out.
Exactly, and just I don't know, kidnap another one and put that in the back as well.
Maybe don't kidnap children, but if they have a friend over, which apparently that's what children do sometimes, you can go out in the car too.
But also, it's a Lotus Carlton, and I know from experience. In fact, I forgot to mention in the previous segment about movie cars. I was going to mention Jimmy Nail in Spender, which is another thing you won't have ever heard of.
Not at all.
But he was driving a Sierra Sapphire Cosworth in that, which I subsequently went to drive. Not that very one, but realised that Sapphire Cosworths are awful cars to drive. But when I drove the Lotus Carlton, I was so scared it was going to be awful, and it was one of the best cars I've ever driven in my life. I love it. It's a great car. So that's a brilliant, it's worth spending, and it will only go up. I know I'm not supposed to do financial advice, but they have gone up a lot. So the track history does indicate that it will continue to go up.
It's a legend. I've been wanting to do a video on one for quite a while. So
it's brilliant.
I will try and make that happen.
So that's why I've included that. Now, but another thing that's interesting, this has made your eyes light up, hasn't it?
Go on.
What about an Ultima? 74495, 2017, with 4,600 miles and a 7-litre, 600 horsepower engine.
This is a guilty pleasure car. I should have mentioned in one of the previous episodes. I flipping love the Ultima.
Is that good?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're like mini Le Mans prototypes.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
It's like a Group C car that you can take on the road.
Yeah.
Massive Corvette LS7 in the middle.
With the K&N air filter as well.
That adds at least another 1,000 horsepower.
But there was nothing about 2 seats, 4 seats thing.
No, it doesn't have to have 2 seats. It can be a 4-seater.
I've exceeded the brief, I'd like to point out, because they have more than 2 seats. But having a two-seater here, I'm going to nominate, and I think this strikes as quite a serious one, the R230 model designation, Mercedes-Benz SL from 2004, SL65.
I'm annoyed that you picked this.
Really?
I'm
Why?
really annoyed because I was going to do it, and I thought, you know what? It doesn't quite... I was overlooking the Sagaris a bit too much, and I went, it doesn't really fit the GT4 570S 650S V10 kind of crowd, so I left it, and I'm regretting it because it's hugely, I really wanted.
Oh, it's so good. It's in a fabulous spec, and it's just fabulous, and it's got a fabulous V12 engine.
Yeah.
Oh,
God,
that is
the want
amazing.
is excessively high.
Excessively high. I mean, that is a really good-looking car. I mean, if you want to look special, without...
That's my favourite generation of SL.
Yeah. The Pagoda is beautiful. I also like the 129. I don't know if I could say... I think other than the original Pagoda, I think it's the prettiest. Oh, no, so I take out the Gullwing. I actually don't think... I don't like the Gullwing. Yeah. I think the Gullwing's quite ugly. The Pagoda, if you gave me the choice of a Gullwing or a Pagoda... 100% Pagoda.
I think so. I think a Pagoda is timeless. Maybe is the wrong word, but it's just
it is timeless. That car's existed for 50, 60, 70 years or something like that, and it still looks beautiful. This is fabulous.
I remember when these were out. I thought they'd look good, but I thought they would date, and they haven't.
No,
they haven't dated at all. Excellent choice.
Thank you. Thank you.
God, that's annoying. I really wish you hadn't.
And finally, so very quickly, one of my surprising cars that I drove when I was at PistonHeads, or when I was reviewing cars at PistonHeads, was actually a 2014, I think, well, it doesn't matter what the year was, an Aston Martin V12 Vantage S.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, I tend to go into Aston Martins thinking they're going to be terrible, and every now and again I get really surprised. Valhalla, for example, DBS, the last DBS, loads of them, really, really good. And this was one of them. Drove a the Vantage V12 S, particularly the S, and I thought it was sublime.
Yeah,
really, really good car. And anybody that says that the Sport Shift gearbox is rubbish, I will come around and set your house on fire.
John will not go around and set your house on fire, but just don't test him.
You never know. You just never know.
I know you do know. He's not going to do it. But
no, seriously, the Sport Shift gearbox, they don't let it put you off because people go, no good, no good. I disagree. It's just part of the charm of the car and the way you interact with it. But in terms of suspension setup and steering and everything else, and then, of course, again, V12 engine, sublime, wonderful car. So those are my choices, Cameron.
Those were some good ones, actually. I'll give you that.
Which one was your favourite?
The SL65.
Okay.
Yeah, big time. Love the SL65. I think, V12 Vantage S is sublime, but it's really quite rare that we see SL65. So when I see one, I just get extremely excited. I too have gone down the V12 route to start things off with.
Wonderful.
They've requested that we find something that's relatively inexpensive to run. So I've got a Ferrari V12 again, and it is a Ferrari 599.
So you've ignored it.
I have ignored him a little bit, but if there was any car to ignore this...
To be fair, my Mercedes is a V12, and let's
is.
face it wasn't the best era of Mercedes in terms of build quality.
And I believe those are engine-out jobs for pretty much everything.
So maybe I should shut up.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let's just say we're here to make... sometimes, when someone says, oh, I don't want this, and then you give them a really good kind of... You give them something really good and they go, oh, actually, maybe I do want that now. Yeah. So 22,500 miles, 4 previous owners, and it's in black with a red leather interior. Would you say that's kind of like burgundy? John is shaking my hand.
Love a 599.
I just love it.
And I love a burgundy interior.
I love that you say that because a lot of people go, oh, I'm not really keen on the 599. How?
No, really?
Do you not have eyes?
Do you know?
I just think they're one of the best Ferraris of the modern era.
Do you know I just mentioned about how I first came across a Ultima?
Yes.
Do you know when I first happened upon a 599?
I wasn't the website equivalent, was it?
No. I was in Monaco going around the hairpin.
That's a cool place.
And a 599 went, and I thought, wow. I was. It was the first time I've been to Monaco.
Okay, yeah.
And then I saw a 599. It was a red one, but a brilliant car. Still, we're talking about cars that haven't aged.
Yeah.
Still hasn't aged. I think, in fact, to me, that's way more beautiful than any of the modern Ferraris that have come out recently.
I agree. I think it's the best
but also interesting with the buttresses and everything else.
Oh, it's. I think that's the last good-looking, properly pretty good-looking front-engine V12 Ferrari.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's absolutely sublime. So that's my first offering. Option 2, I've gone a little over budget for this one. So I was bang on the budget in the last car. I've gone a little over budget.
Why are you allowed to go over budget and I'm not?
Well, I went over budget by £6,950 and you went over budget by 18,000 something pounds, which is quite a lot. It's an Mercedes AMG GTR. So it's the more track-honed of the... I just feel like this one was the most in line with what they were after. They were after something supercar-y. I feel like this is very much part of that crowd. And I'll be honest, I kind of feel like it should have been in his rundown. Because I do think they're really cool cars. Although you did say, oh, I have driven that and I don't remember a single thing about it.
No, I do. I do remember a single thing. You said, you said, have you driven one? Mm-hmm. I said, I drove a green thing with spoilers and it was horrendous.
You didn't say horrendous.
Oh, didn't I?
No.
I didn't. Well, I certainly don't remember. No, maybe I said I don't remember it being any good. Which, if I'd driven it, it wasn't very good.
Well, which is against what a lot of reviewers were saying at the time. Do you know what's the really... You say that I'm a bit of a geek, which I'm going to completely agree with. I'm a massive nerd. The thing I remember about this isn't the frosted green... I think they called it like green hell paint, because it was after the Nürburgring. It wasn't the extra downforce on the wings. It was the fact that it had a yellow dial in the middle of the dash
for the traction
that you
control.
could adjust the traction control like the GT3 car, which actually sounds really dull when you think about it.
No, that's quite cool.
Okay, good. That's something that I remember, and I'm like, oh, that's because it is actually quite helpful to have kind of a lot of adjustability of your traction control.
I didn't mean it was horrendous.
Go on. Okay.
But I do remember it not being particularly good.
Okay.
But I do like the yellow traction control button. But yeah,
So
I just didn't think it was...
£87,000 for a yellow traction control button, which is just marvellous. This one is a slightly left field. These last two are a little left field. One of them is a Lexus LC500.
Oh, I love an LC. Look at that. Look at the colour again.
This
You've gone really good spec.
Good spec. So it's kind of like a dark, kind of foresty green with a tan leather interior. Green over tan. Looks brilliant.
Green over tan, Cam.
Green over tan.
Nothing wrong with that.
I love it.
Man.
So
see what I did there?
What made me go for this is it's not quite as shouty and as supercar-y as the others. However, from the maintenance standpoint, and this is going to hopefully be not that expensive to run. Yes, it's going to drink a lot of fuel because it's got a 5-litre V8, but it's a Toyota at the end of the day. And these are engineered to the same standards as a Toyota. So it's a lovely car. And the best thing about it, though, is it looks like a concept car.
Amazing looking car.
It's a proper... These still don't get enough attention. Anytime I see a Lexus LC500 on the road, which is rare, but they are proper jaw-dropping beautiful cars. I would turn my head for one of these over an R8 any day.
Do you know, I'm not supposed to give out financial advice.
Yes.
That car, I'm fairly... Because they wouldn't have sold that many of those.
Yep.
And ignore the hybrid.
Yeah,
the V8 version of those, I can see that going up in value.
They're very cool.
Because the rarity and just exceptional piece of design that will only get more and more appreciated as it gets older.
Yeah. Again.
And also a good car.
Yeah, I've heard great things about them.
I've spent many times driving those. I absolutely love them.
I think they are jaw-droppingly beautiful cars. They are...
Sound amazing.
8 years old now. They look brand new. It literally could come out tomorrow and you'd go, that's a brand new Lexus Super GT.
But genuinely great V8 as well. Really cool sounding V8.
Yeah, they are known for being just blooming good V8s and very tough. So I'm probably going. That might even be my choice. I've also included in a Chevrolet Corvette C8. It's a bit over budget at 84,898. I just think it's worth including in the conversation. I'm not sure it would be my pick over a 650S or an R8, but it's definitely that car of, you turn up to a car meet and you go, oh, someone's bought a C8 Corvette and it's a right-hand drive one as well. So it's a proper UK spec. I think these are very spec specific. I think you can get in the wrong spec, they can look a bit off. This one in white with black wheels with a silver lip, I think looks pretty smart.
I see why you've included it. I see your thinking.
Yeah.
Nah.
I get that. It's merely an option, though.
Fair enough.
So if there was a car I was going to put forward, it would be the LC500, I think.
Interesting, because as much as I love the LC500,
the 599 is you can't ignore a 599.
So spectacular.
It's
and it also, because are they quite similar price? Because it feels like they
are pretty much the same price.
I really love that LC500, but could you honestly, if somebody parked two cars and said part with 90 or 85 grand or whatever it is, and would you really go,
John, yeah. I mean, it's a smidgen cheaper, so that's
okay.
That's $3,000 that you can put towards fuel.
But I just think
it's a good couple of months right there.
I just think I can't see many, and I really love that. It's almost like you would have to have the 599 for special, and that would be like your everyday.
The only benefit is you could put both of your kids in this one because it's got rear seats, whereas in the 599 you can't. But I see your point, and he doesn't say, oh, it has to be a 4-seater. So
I genuinely love both cars.
I think you've changed my opinion.
But then I don't want to. I respect, and no, I don't respect it. I love that LC so much that I feel bad. But and actually, maybe it would be more cooler, if you did go, I'll have the Lexus.
Oh, it's definitely.
But I just think most people, when it came down to it, would look at a black Ferrari 599 and go, I've got to have that.
The Lexus fits the brief on paper, but the Ferrari is the emotional choice. So I'm sorry, you've changed my opinion.
And now I feel bad.
No. I think you're doing the right thing.
I really want, well, actually a similar thing. I really want to put the Lotus Cosmo forward because it is such a magnificent car.
Yeah.
And I really, really love it. And I loved driving it. And I would own one in a heartbeat.
It's just really over budget.
I really do. I have to say, I think of those, it's between the Mercedes SL65 and the Aston Martin. Right? Yeah. I think I would like, when I think of going out for a drive, it would be in the Aston.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of just looking at the car, it's that Mercedes.
There's something special about it.
It is really special.
I think they're quite a good duo, to be honest, the Ferrari and the SL.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go either way, 50-50.
Maybe keep the Aston in your back pocket because they're a little bit more readily available than the SL65.
Okay, I'm going to put. I was erring, and you pushed me.
Okay,
I'm going 65.
So what I'll do is this podcast will get its own article on the PistonHeads homepage. So if you click on it, we'll have a comment section below. If you like my car, say, yeah, I love Cam's. What did I go for again? Ferrari 599 GTB.
It was so special, he forgot it.
It was, yeah. Silly me. It's late in the day. And John, if you like John's car more, the SL65, just put that down. Also, you're both wrong. This is the car you should go for. I'll also leave a link to the topic as well, so you can go in there and put your own picks into if you want to. Now, normally what I do is I'd go through the PistonHeads auctions as well to see if there's one coming up that would fit the bill. We're doing this a little bit in advance, so all the cars that are currently available on the screen that I'm looking at will have sold by the time you're listening to this podcast. So just go ahead into PistonHeads auctions, have a look, see if a car fits the bill, or if you've got a car you'd like to sell on PistonHeads auctions. We take anything that's premium performance or collectible. Just go to pistonheads.com/sell, choose auctions, plug your details in, and a consignor will be in touch. We also have a promo going with Michelin. You can get up to £100 off a new set of Michelin tyres. Just go to pistonheads.com/Michelin, plug your details in, and you can get somewhere between some money and £100 off your tyres. Michelin's, that is, new ones. Not other brands, but, Michelin's are the ones you'd want anyway.
Move on.
Okay, Topic three. So what I've gone for is I found a topic that's just simply titled, What Dream Car Did You Have on Your Bedroom Wall? Started by Wacky Racer. There's no long post. They just say, mine was a Triumph TR6 in Damson, which looks sublime. And it's basically just a list of people putting up pictures of cars they had on their bedroom wall. So I thought I'd go through a few of them. Mike 9009 said, I did a search and found the precise poster I had for sale on eBay. 40 quid is a bit steep for some brief nostalgia though, and it's of a black Countach. That is peak bedroom wall poster, that, because it's a black Countach, gold wheels, and it's like a sun setting. It's like a dusk background, very 80s, 90s. I adore that. Someone's got a Ferrari Testarossa.
That's the image.
That is a proper. That just says Ferrari Testarossa.
But that is the image. The picture that Cam is showing me is the image that was on every
bedroom wall, right?
That was on my. Oh no, that was on my brother's bedroom wall.
Oh really?
That was on my brother's bedroom wall. But the thing is, you went into. There was a period of time where you could go into any young chap's bedroom.
Yeah.
And I say young chap, I'm not excluding women, but it tended to be young chaps. I'm not being...
Okay. Yeah.
And in the 80s, you would have red skirting boards, white wallpaper with red and black slashes in, and on the wall, and then you would have a kind of a MFI desk, and there would be a red angle poise lamp.
Right.
And some graphic stereo system with a graphic equalizer, definitely. And on the bedroom wall would be either a Ferrari Testarossa, and it is literally that image.
Yeah.
So I'm 100%
in
a red frame, because that's the only thing that one's hasn't got a red frame, or a red Lamborghini Countach.
How did anybody in the 80s have retinas? Because I would have gone in that room and they would have exploded. Just all that bright colours, a lot of red.
It's the only time ever you'd ever have, and it's the only time in the world it will never come back, surely. Most of these things come back, flares and brown trousers or whatever it might be. But I don't think we'll ever see a period of time again where you have red, gloss red and a bright red skirting boards and God. I don't know, windowsills and things like that. That's trying on the eyes, and I'm just imagining it. But this is a great poster. So yeah, red Testarossa with that kind of black to grey gradient in the background. But it had to have a red frame.
Had to have a red frame, and this is one of the early ones because it's got it's the single wing mirror. Fantastic. Brick Counter says Porsche 959. I'm kind of seeing a theme here, really. Rallycross has got a picture of a 3-litre CSL Group 4 racer. I think they're Group 4 or Group 5. I don't know, but it's the Batmobile racer that just looks absolutely staggering. I'll leave a link to this post in the article because there's some great cars here. John, what did you have on your bedroom? Oh, sorry, before we get there, a picture of a BMW cool. N1 in front of Concorde. Yeah, that looks like it may be Photoshop.
No,
Is that a thing?
I think that vaguely rings a bell. The image of that. I think that was a real picture from the 80s.
That is blooming cool. Just Concorde. Put anything in front of Concorde and it immediately becomes cool. John, what was on your bedroom wall?
You've mentioned one already. So my brother had the Testarossa.
Right.
I had the Lamborghini Countach. Although, if I'm honest, I wish I had the Testarossa because it's just that my brother had it. It was impossible for me to have the same because you had to choose something different, even when you didn't want to choose something different because you knew you wanted the one that he had, which is most of the time because he was the bigger brother and kind of would get the thing that the priority. I don't know what.
Priority. He was allowed the first pit stop.
Yeah. But I did have thing is, and I actually didn't have that many pictures of cars on my bedroom wall because I tended to have models of cars. So I had a model of a Testarossa, but the other car that I had on my bedroom wall, as I say, I didn't have many. But it was the Countach and this.
Tell the listeners what you've got there.
So I was obsessed with Ayrton Senna.
I get that.
And when he sadly passed away in 1984. 1994. 84 was on my brain. So I had a picture of the FW16. But it was actually Damon Hill, because I also loved Damon Hill at the time as well, because he I felt he bore the weight of expectation quite well.
Yeah.
And it was a picture of the FW16, but it was sort of in honour of Ayrton Senna, but it was a Damon Hill car number 0.
Yeah.
Because I also think it was a very beautiful looking car.
It's tragic, really, isn't it? Because it is a gorgeous. I actually think that it's potentially prettier than the high nose 17 and 18 and 19 cars, the ones the ones that followed.
Definitely, 100%. The one that
this was the last low nose one.
The 97 car, because the nose was slightly was tilted down. Jack Villeneuve won the championship. That was a good looking car because they kind of softened the nose a little bit, I think, on that. But no, I really like this low nose era.
I think is one of the best looking Formula One cars of all time.
It's touch and go between that and the 14B that Nigel Mansell won his championship in.
I really love the 95 Ferrari, the 412 T2. So that was the last V12 Ferrari, and I saw that at Imola a few years ago, and it is the only car that I've ever had to run into a room because it was so loud. My ears would have bled had I stayed outside long enough. It was my ears have become so soft with all these noise limits that they're putting on in races now. Great choice. And that's more like what I had on my bedroom wall as a kid. So I had a picture of a Lancia Delta S4 rally car on my wall. I had several pictures of Lancia Delta S4 rally cars just doing rally car stuff, jumping, sliding. I just thought they were the coolest things ever. And I was probably the only kid in my school, probably the only kid for 100 miles who had any interest in Delta S4s at that time. So I had that. I used to go to the British touring cars a lot, and I'd get the drivers' signatures, and I'd have them on my bedroom wall because I was such a racing fan. And what's a little strange now is that, when you go on
oh God,
no, you go on the
it's one of your revelations.
Well, no, you go on those press drives, and they have a driving instructor there for you. A lot of them now. So the people who do those are, they're hired by a manufacturer because they're pro drivers to sit in with journalists and help you go faster and get the most out of the car. A lot of them are ex-touring car drivers. So it's really strange to be like, oh yeah, I watched you as a kid, and now you're like holding on for dear life as I'm. Do
you know what would be even stranger?
What?
If one of them turned around to you and went, "Oh, I watched you as a kid."
That would be. Yes, when I say that, and he just goes, likewise. On a lighter note, the one I've got it. I must have it somewhere. I had a massive poster on my bedroom wall signed by Richard Burns. So I saw Richard Burns when I was 8 or 9. He used to do like a Richard Burns day at Castle Combe, where there'd be various car stuff, and he'd have his rally car there. And it was just when he had moved to Peugeot. So he had a Peugeot 206 WRC car there. And I, being a young kid at the time, they had like a TV crew there. And they were going along the line to various people, and they got to me, and they went, "Who's going to win the championship this year?" And I was furious at Richard Burns. I was so angry because he had moved from Subaru to Peugeot, and I was like, "How dare you? How dare you move from Subaru?" And I still am a diehard Subaru fan, to a boring Peugeot team.
Well, you said that.
No, well, I mean, I was 9. I didn't say "How dare you," but I did say Petter Solberg. Sorry, Richard. And
I think it's a bit late.
I know it's a little late, but yeah, I did feel quite bad. And my dad was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Come on, say Richard." And I was just like, "No, it's Petter," and he did win. But no, I still went in, and Richard was lovely, and I got this massive signed picture of a 206, him handbrake turning a 206 at Rally Catalunya. The big bridge that they used to like. There's a hairpin. And there's a big bridge. It's iconic because Gilles Panizzi did a couple of donuts in front of it when winning the rally. Anyway, I've got that. It was on my bedroom wall as a kid. I still have it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I definitely wouldn't have got rid of it. Kind of wonder what if kind of kids now have posters of cars and what they would be. Would they be like of a Apollo, a Tenza, spiky thing, or a Pagani, whatever?
I worry that they don't.
Yeah, I know what you mean, right? Could you imagine if they just had like a Kia EV6? It would just be like, oh, it's because it's really good tech. And it's like, oh, yeah, well.
Oh, no, or worse. No, I can't put it.
Yeah, just, let's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that high note, thank you ever so much for listening to this episode of the Gassing Station podcast. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, we would really appreciate a 5-star review. You can. It's nice and simple. You just click on your podcast app of choice, and then you just scroll all the way to 5 stars. Don't leave it on 1 or 3 or 4 or 2, because it just makes us feel better, and just kind of makes us know that we're on to hopefully the right thing. John, see you next Tuesday then.